Kyle Austin here with Mike Griffith from MLive.com. Mike, it's Tuesday. We talked to Mark D'Antonio today to talk a little bit about Nebraska. They're coming to Spartan Stadium 8 p.m. Saturday. And what did we learn?
We learned that Mark D'Antonio thinks it's going to be a pretty good football game. He talked a lot about the environment, the game being under the lights. Obviously, this game is for Big Ten supremacy. The winner, certainly, I think, in the driver's seat, Michigan State's number 10 in the country, and Nebraska's undefeated at 5-0. Brings a very powerful run game that ranks second in the country, and Amir Abdullah is the number 1 rusher in the country, Kyle.
Yeah, and the last time we saw this Michigan State rush defense, I think there were some concerns. You saw Nebraska go more than 50 yards for a touchdown and a couple breakdowns, and obviously I think that concerns some Michigan State fans knowing Amir Abdullah is coming this week. Mark D'Antonio did his best today, I think, to throw some cold water on that. He said that the defense is not broken, and he doesn't seem too concerned overall.
No, but he did say that there had been some breakdowns,
right.
And he said, so while it's not broken,
right.
There have been breakdowns, and he said that there's 3 ways you can control that with the coaching on the sidelines, or with the scheme, or with some personnel moves, Kyle. And we've already seen Monte Nicholson start to get work at strong safety along with the junior R.J. Williamson. So you wonder where that competition's at. And then we've seen everybody play linebacker. We've seen linebackers go 2 deep across the board, sometimes even 3, with Chris Fry getting some reps, the true freshman. So you have to wonder what that linebacking core is going to look like. Also this week, could be getting back 2 defensive tackles. Damon Knox was a projected starter going into fall camp, and then we learned he had suffered an injury, an undisclosed injury, towards the end of the summer voluntary workouts. So Knox could be back this week. If so, look for him in that rotation. And James Kittredge, who started the year as the number 3 defensive tackle, he could also be back in that rotation. That's going to help a lot. When Wyoming broke that 57-yard run, we all saw the safeties miss after the linebacker failed to fill a gap. But go back and watch it, and you'll see the defensive tackle who was lined up there got absolutely blown out of the hole. So this emergence of 2 more D tackles, this could make a difference in Michigan State's ability to stop the run. And they're not that bad.
No.
They rank 4th in the country. But still, it's an area where I think Saturday night's game could be determined.
Talk a little bit about the history of this rivalry, too. I guess we are calling it a rivalry now. Mark D'Antonio did get asked about that. But Michigan State obviously won last year, but they were helped by some Nebraska turnovers. And before that, Nebraska really kind of had their number as much as any team in the Big Ten. So I'm not sure we've really seen Michigan State outplay this team so far.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair. You know, Nebraska's 7-1 all-time against Michigan State. Couple of 50-point efforts against the great Nick Saban, the super defensive guru, had over 50 points scored on him in back-to-back years. And as you mentioned, you know, Michigan State last season benefiting from 5 Nebraska turnovers, and Connor Cook played outstanding in a 41-28 game. The year before in Spartan Stadium, though, there was a Darquez Denard interception return. They got wiped out. Questionable call on an illegal block. A heartbreaking 28-24 defeat in a game that Michigan State felt it should have won. And then, of course, the year before that, a number 9 ranked Michigan State team with Kirk Cousins at quarterback was held below 100 yards passing in a 24-3 loss. So, yeah, Nebraska has been a tough game for Michigan State. And honestly, Kyle, I think it will be again.
Yeah, you noticed Bo Pelini said after last year, even after the loss, he came out and said, we've run on them before, we'll run on them again. I'm sure that's something that Michigan State players will remember this year.
Yeah, something tells me that's in the bulletin board somewhere.
That'll do it for this week. Check mlive.com/Spartans for all our coverage.